Welcome to The Real Deal. Today, I am super excited to have on Mel Carr with Cloversy, and that's just one of the many hats that she wears and how she helps business leaders, business owners, and just straight up people get to the next level, get to where they're trying to go. So, Mel, thank you for being on today.
Oh, my pleasure. I have been waiting to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Okay, so today's main umbrella mission is
Mm.
about delegation, virtual assistants, why it is such an imperative move to make in all of our businesses to have the people helping us get the things done and the clutter out of the way so we can actually continue moving. Because, like, personally, myself, I feel like I've been running in quicksand in different parts of our business over the years, and running in quicksand is not fun. So, before we get to like how do you select a virtual assistant and why and all of those important facets, who's Melcar and where did Cloversy come from and why is it called
Mm.
Cloversy?
I know. I love that. Not many people ask that question. Like, I get asked maybe a couple times a year. I'm like, wow, okay. But anyway, so Cloversea was born out of a couple different chapters of my life. So I spent a number of years working overseas, working in HR and business operations. And when I came back to the US, I was like, okay, honestly, I'm tired of making other people money. I loved what I did and the success I had and what I was placed in, but I was like, come on, there's got to be a better way for me to be keeping these businesses afloat and supporting them. And why can't I do it myself? So that's exactly what it was. I knew the business industry inside and out, the operations, and what goes on for the support of the success of the businesses. So I thought, why not offer a level of support that is far beyond just a button pusher VA? Because you can hire, they're a dime dozen. But I was like, what's going to set us apart? And so I came up with Cloversea. Sometimes people are like, what is that? Say, Clover, what? So I like to say, okay, think of a mass field of clovers, and out of 1,000, 10,000 three-leaf clovers, you find one four-leaf clover. So out of the mass of virtual assistants out there, you're going to find one out of thousands of other VAs that are going to set your business apart and not just go in, push a button, do what they're told. We're going to push back and offer insights and ideas and strategies to really help our clients grow their business.
That is awesome. I never knew that. And I love that you just explained that. And it's not just something you're saying, but it's actually true. And I personally experienced it, and we can get into that in a little bit. So the background makes perfect sense. Cloversea makes perfect sense. As the pain points of business owners in their businesses, you are also a business owner and you are growing your business and continuing to help others grow. So, where does someone even start when they just feel the overwhelm of all of the tasks? How do they even get to the point of figuring out the time that they might need in order to bring someone on, let alone as a business owner, we want to keep expenses as low as possible. And do I have the money for it? All of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, no, great question because, yeah, I always say as a business owner, I know your pain points. Like, I get them every day. I'm drinking the juice of delegation as much as I can, but it's taken me years to perfect that because in the first 2 to 3 years, I was a brand new business. So it was all that thought of, should I invest in marketing? Should I invest in business coaches? Should I invest in whatever else that businesses have to pay for, invest in some point of their length and business? And so it's really tricky to figure out what to do first. And I say after the first 3 years, your business is getting into the green, you're getting things figured out, you're wanting to scale the business, 3 to 5 years is a good mark of when you should really look at investing in delegation outside of your team. Like for some businesses, they have team players, partners already on from day one. But to say, if you have a team of five that have been in business since the first day of opening, there are so many levels of the business operation, client interfacing, digital marketing, just digital awareness that those five people may not be great at, but they've been doing it since day one. We wear all the hats when we start our businesses. And sometimes it's challenging to take it off and go, oh my gosh, I always find these are the three top roadblocks for our clients or people in general. You don't have enough time to train. You think no one can do it better than me. Or you're so stuck in the weeds that you just don't even know where to start. And so that's where we come in and I can sit down with our clients as a business owner. I've been there, done that. I'm doing it. Like figure out what are your main pain points. I always say is what do you not like doing? What do you not have enough time to do? And what do you not know how to do? And let's start with that bullet point and figure out what we can start taking off your plate, what we can start taking off your other team members' plate so they can concentrate on doing their job.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that hire, let's say, for a role, and then all of a sudden that person takes on like multiple roles. And like you mentioned, not everyone's good at everything. So when you hire someone to be more operational and then you're putting some marketing on their plate, they might not be a good marketer.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's convenient where it's one person that's doing the things, but what's not convenient is the results that you're not getting and you're questioning why, and that could be one of the reasons. So ultimately, like when we talk about pricing, right? Like I think that we can't not afford to have the right people in the right seats on the bus where we're trying to get to. And like delegating with intention. Like you mentioned like writing down the list of all of the things that we don't like doing. I also thought of this, and I think you actually taught this to me. Write down the things that you enjoy doing though, and making sure that those are the things like that is your list. That's your domain, and you're focusing on those things, and everything else that you are doing throughout the day or week that isn't one of those. That's
Mhm.
where the delegation with intention really comes into play.
Yeah, it's about gaining your freedom to actually run your business instead of being in your business. I love saying be above your business, not on your business. People always say, I always want to be working on my business. Take it up a notch. And I spoke to Mary Thompson, CEO of BNI today, and I loved it. She said, don't do things kind of half-ass. Take something that's average, work on it, and make it excellent. Like I would say, yeah, figure out what you love doing, but figure out also what's going to move the needle forward. You curating a list to send to potential sponsors or affiliates of an event is not something that is best used by your time. If you can
Yeah.
pay, like you got to think of like how much is my time worth hourly? If it's $100 an hour, which is pretty cheap, but Asher, if you're $100 an hour, you should not be doing research on a slide deck or creating it. You should hand it off to somebody that's 20, $25 an hour that can do that while you're client facing, creating those relationships.
Yeah. Oh, that's huge. Personally, and I don't know if anyone else watching or listening has ever experienced this, but I like the control of all of the things. And I think that was like hardest for me to say, I'm not going to do that thing. I'll get involved at the end and make those final tweaks and that type of thing. But that was hard for me at the beginning. And I think a lot of people might share that because they're just so used to doing it. It's not like I need it, the control. It's I don't know how to not work with it or without it because I'm just used to having it. And it feels great. So again, anyone listening, anyone watching, if you want that almost like euphoric moment of feeling alive again, like Mel said, like getting your time back, it's a real thing. And it might not happen like day one of hiring a VA. It's not day one, but you get there and you're just like, wow, I can just focus on the things that I really enjoy, that move the needle, that bring more opportunity for the business. And but I think personally that was a hard thing for me. Is that something that you experience when you're helping other business owners? Is that a common thing?
Yeah, I think it is, especially for us entrepreneurs that have built the business from ground up. Again, we've been in the trenches, working late nights and getting up in the morning to start it all over again because we love what we do. And then also think that fear is a big part of it as far as they're not going to understand my brand, my voice. How are they going to market my business, what I've created to the outside world? And that's a great thing about Cloversy and other virtual assistants that are based here in the US. I have no problem going overseas, but sometimes you get what you pay for. Like having US based executive virtual assistants, they have so many other abilities to understand, engage, comprehend, and just really understand where our clients are at and where they want to be. And isn't it so nice to be able to talk to somebody that really understands what you want out of this? Like, we all want our businesses to grow. We all want time back. We all want time to expand and grow our businesses.
Yeah. And I want to go into the what sets you guys apart because there's so many, like you mentioned, out there, and they're not all the same in any way. So you mentioned a couple things, and I want to hear what else there are. But US based is huge. So like language barrier, understanding of certain things, it just it becomes more it's just easier, bottom line. You mentioned the strategy. So it's not just send us a task and we're going to check that off when we're done. But you mentioned we're going to bring new ideas to the table. We're going to like reinvent some of the things that we're working on to make them better and the processes around that and to build out the processes and systems around each of the main components, which is like really big for people because I don't know what the percentage is. You might know, I don't know, but how many business owners have like systems and processes for all like the big things that their business does? I don't know. It's probably less than 50%.
Yeah, I would say so. And coming from an HR background, even those clients that say, yeah, I have standard operating procedures in place, but we've been in business for 10 plus years and we haven't updated them. Like they need to constantly be massaged, edited, revised, looked at to make sure, like, how's our business changed? Do we even use these programs anymore? I always like to say, let's help our clients in the point that if their business grows in a year or 2 years, that they need a full-time person. I hate losing them, but congratulations. But let's make sure that you're set up for success if somebody new comes in. And then I also like to say, what if somebody on my team is sick or goes on vacation? I want to ensure that somebody else can step in and do the job
Hmm.
without too much lag time. And we do think outside the box because I have my team doing it for me. Like we talk about it all the time. If we're doing something for one client that's working, and maybe we can give that to another client who is thinking about stepping outside the box and doing something new on the digital scene with doing webinars or doing recording videos. People, ton of clients, they hate doing videos, they hate taking selfies, they hate giving us digital assets. And we work with them so that they understand how it can benefit their business.
So when someone's okay, I like all this, we're talking handing over marketing and operations and CRM and data input and lists and research and design, like all of these things, okay, where do they start? Like, how do they start their journey with hiring?
Yeah, I started with that simple list. Depending on their budget, I'll know pretty soon what what services we can offer them, and sit them down and have an hour onboarding time with their dedicated executive virtual assistant or more than one, depending on the level of support they want, and go through how we do things. It's not our first rodeo. So we can pretty much hop onto any program, CRM, website maintenance, social media, that kind of thing. Inboxes are great for us. We love it. But it's easier for us to jump right in and be able to ask questions along the way and get started. So that hour-long onboarding sets us up for success and our clients. And then we add in weekly team meetings between the clients and their VAs, myself, to make sure that everyone is open, talking, asking questions. Communication is the biggest thing. And we want to ensure that we have trust in our clients and vice versa. And our clients get a team of executives, get more than just one person looking at the business. I love bringing new people into businesses because they can see all the other things that we've been missing in the years.
Yeah. What are some delegation mistakes or things to avoid as someone starting to be like, okay, this delegation thing now, I feel like it's working for me. What should they avoid in their journey with this?
Yeah, and it goes twofold because a lot of people are held back and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time to train these people or bring them on or know what to give them. That can also be a hindrance because if somebody brings on a virtual assistant right away, gives them a list of to-dos, and then I'll check in with you next month and see how it goes. That's a major red flag. Like both of the people, both sides should be going, hold up, I have questions, or I need to get into your platforms. There's so many questions that should be answered right from the gate, and that's that discovery time. If you are setting yourself up for success and bring somebody onto your team, you want to make sure they have as much knowledge and information as possible about you, your passion, your vision, your mission. And they don't know that just by receiving a to-do list. But it takes just a little bit of talking, training, coaching, understanding why they're there. And that sets it up for a successful partnership. And that's what we're here for. But definitely people just thinking that, okay, one and done, we're good. And then that sets them up for failure in the future because after that month, they're going to go, oh my gosh, this person didn't work out. They didn't do anything I asked them. I'm never going to be able to find another assistant or another person to help me out. I just got to do it all myself.
Yeah, I know other business owners, they've tried others. They've had issues with communication. It was
Mm.
overseas. The person just stopped responding. It wasn't with a large platform company type of thing. And that could be overwhelming for someone. And it's, oh my gosh, I'm going to start this over. So it's really important that you work with someone that, they've been there, they know it. And that's why you're on today, because you've helped different types of business owners, different from startup to been existing for many years, decades. You mentioned that it's not like a lifelong thing. Like if you get them up and running to a level where they need to bring someone full time in, that's like a huge accomplishment for Cloversy. That's like a job
Yeah.
well done, which like most companies are not going to be excited for someone to not continue with you. But it sounds like that's part of the core of what you're trying to do for people, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. We want our clients' businesses to grow. And it's funny, like I've had a number of clients that have come back and brought us on for project base or supporting in other areas of the business. Because, yeah, you bring on a full-time person, maybe it's like a full-time digital marketer for the business. And then you're like, okay, hey, Mel, I think I'm going to write a book, or I think I'm going to have my first in-person network conference. Like maybe we can plug into those different areas that digital marketer person isn't an expert in, or they probably have their plate full. And that's the great thing about Cloversy is that we can fill in a bunch of different gaps in the business operations and executive support that they're that's why it's so nice. It's easy and flexible. What are your needs? Let's see if we can fill them. And hey, look, I'll be the first one to say if that's outside our wheelhouse, let me help you find somebody else that's meant for you.
Yeah, you mentioned writing a book, and that's something that, you're very passionate about and you have a lot of experience with. It's almost like an extension of like a PR company that's coming in, not just a digital marketer, not just a part-time admin data entry. Like this is next level, and people need to know about you because if someone wants to write a book, for internal purposes like SOPs and all of that, and the origin story of their company, and it's an internal book, you could do that. But you can
Mm.
also like help someone publish a book and become like a recognized author. If you want to shed some light on, so that'd be great.
Yeah, great. I love being a published author as a business owner. I've been a part of 7 collaborations. I have a number of other book series that I help with, but we are a partner in the publishing. So I love being like, Asher, you want to self-publish your first book? That is amazing. Let us help you do the heavy lifting. Like writing is a big part, of course, but all of the other minutia day to day, like publishing, editing, marketing, timelines, let somebody else take care of it. Like you do the magical creative side, share your knowledge. But the business, or sorry, the books are a lifelong marketing piece. Like I always say, most people have a stack of business cards on their desk or in a drawer from some networking event or some organization they're part of. Those business cards stay in that stack for quite some time. They may make it in a book or a CRM, but they'll always make it in the trash. Nobody's ever going to throw away a book, even if your book never hits best-selling status, which we make sure it does. But if it doesn't, it's always in somebody's home. It's always in somebody's hands. People will say, "Oh my gosh, Asher Cohen, best-selling author, I want him to speak to my organization because it uplevels you as an expert in your field because we're in a crowded marketplace." Definitely make use of those extra layers of your visibility, credibility, and the legacy of a forever printed book.
Yeah, no, that's huge. There's no doubt about it. The credibility builder is, I think, what a lot of people are wanting, and most people don't even recognize how easy it could be to write a book because they don't have the people around them to delegate the things, to do the thing, like to create it.
Yeah.
And then from when the book is published, how do you have an event for it? And it's not as easy as just maybe mailing your contacts, but you have a platform that you can help just really orchestrate the entire thing to make sure that there's an event around the release of the book and maybe a book signing, the whole
Yeah.
thing. So that's really cool. I wouldn't say that's an average thing for most executive virtual assistant companies. I think that definitely takes you to a very different level. I know we've covered a lot of different things to help people understand the importance of delegation in general, of releasing the control, of understanding who Mel is and how Cloversy started, why it's called Cloversy, which is really amazing. And it's true, right? There's a lot out there. It's oversaturated. A lot of other businesses are too.
Yeah.
And with the right alignment to delegate the right things to, other people's businesses can be like that four-leaf clover, and they're not going to be like everyone else. But we can't do it on our own. So
Yeah.
a mindset shift has to happen.
It's half the battle. Like you're never going to scale at the rate that you want if you're stuck in the weeds.
Yeah, it's good. That's good. Anything else you want to share?
No, I appreciate this and I love sharing the awesomeness of delegation of whoever you have on your team to do that. You should not be doing everything yourself. Just because you did once or know how to do it doesn't mean you need to be doing it. Just, yeah, always be aware of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis and look and see, wow, is answering to all of these emails in 2 hour time really going to move the needle forward, benefit my company's growth? Or can somebody do that on my behalf? Or I'm losing emails. Just keep in mind, like, are there other ways to be doing this better?
Yeah. And again, if someone's, I don't want someone answering my emails for me, then fine. Then that piece of it doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
but there could be a stack of emails that someone could. Like we know that certain clients you need to do it, and then some clients it could be someone else on your behalf. And Cloversy can scale with you like that. You
Yeah.
can have a folder of just all the things that someone else needs to respond to that you just file, and then you can take on the ones that you feel like you need to respond to. Maybe there's a fire about something or whatever it might be. Because with AI, a lot of people are wanting to make sure that human to human connection
Mhm.
is even more there because everything else is being automated.
Yeah.
And the greatest part of Cloversea is that it's US based, it is human to human, and it's putting money back into the US economy, which is really awesome. I really like that.
Yes, most definitely. And I will add to that inbox overwhelmness is like, even if you have somebody in your inbox, they don't have to be replying, but they've been cleaning out. Like, I've had clients with 20,000 plus emails in their inbox. They don't even know what business they are missing by overlooking, not checking, not replying to emails. I had a client that we manage her inbox. So we clean it out, we create rules, we flag important urgent emails. And she was traveling and she had a client that emailed and needed something urgently, a document to their file. And she was in the air, but her VA saw the message, replied, and assisted with schedule changes. Or another option is to have an admin at email address. Start like building that wall of the day-to-day simple questions. Add another layer of communication before you.
Yeah, that's great. Mel, thank you so much for being
Hey,
on. Until next time, really appreciate it. And make sure to check out Mel Carr with Cloversy.
thank you.